Hi, I'm Paul, and this is The Golf Show. Hey everyone, I'm Paul Hemley and welcome to The Golf Show and welcome to 2022. It's the start of a new year, we've got our golfing goals to set, and this episode is going to help you shoot your best ever golf. This is my top 10 tips for improving your game, and only one of these tips involves spending any money. As you know, I'm a Yorkshireman, so there's not a lot you can tell me about value for money, so 9 out of 10 freebies, that's got to be worth a watch. And make sure you watch right till the very end because the last tip is essential and it's a really good one. I'd like to thank our existing subscribers for all their support over the course of 2021. Really delighted on how the channel's growing. If you're new to this channel, great to have you here. Why not check out our back catalogue of over 60 episodes on YouTube. Okay, that's more than enough from me. Let's get on with the golf show. Okay, so it's a new year, it's a chance to reset, a chance to evaluate your golf, to reset your goals. So I want to help you play your best golf over the course of the year. Here are my top 10 tips for doing that. Now, of course, if you've watched an episode of The Golf Show, you will know I'm not a pro. So be very careful where you get your advice from, but I can assure you I've done a lot of research for this piece, so I hope you find these top tips really helpful. How many times do you hit a bad shot off the first tee? If you do, is it nerves, or is it because you've not warmed up, or is it maybe a bit of both? So my first top tip for this year is to do a bit of stretching before you go out onto the course. You know, just a few exercises. None of us are getting any younger. Golf is a dynamic sport, and if your body's not loose as a goose, it's going to impact your scores, and you're throwing scores away right away on the first hole. You can get yourself some resistance bands. These are pretty cheap. You know, you go to a pro tournament, they're all using these on the range or in the physio centre. You know, just get those muscles active. You can stick them in the bag, they don't weigh anything. You know, just a couple of minutes of one of these. It's going to help you warm up those muscles and hopefully hit a great shot down the first fairway. There's also these kind of resistance bands that go around your legs. You can do a bit of stretching, warm up those glutes. Our head pro here at Fulford got a personal trainer in about a year ago, and she came and gave us some exercises we could all do. Printed one of these off. Nice exercises just to get warmed up before you get on that first tee. Loose as a goose. Tip 2 is video your swing. We've all got cameras on our phones now. It's a really simple thing to do. If you've got a tripod, great. If not, you can rest it on your bag or get one of your buddies to video it. Golf is a strange sport because you can't actually see yourself performing it. So we might all think we've got fantastic swings. It's really telling when you watch a video of your own swing, you can see that maybe your setup position's wrong or something else is going wrong with it. So take a video of your swing and maybe do one every month as you go through the year if you're having lessons and see how you improve. Also, if you're having lessons, most pros now coach with some technology where there'll be an app that can draw lines on your swing. You can see where you're going wrong. That's going to help you get better as quick as possible. It's pretty good for the first one of the day. And of course you can do it from all angles. This is a beautiful par 3 third at Fulford. Quite a long par 3 at the start of the round. Tough hole, but just have a look at where the danger is. Yep, all in front of the hole. So I think this next tip might surprise you a little bit. Tip number 3, simple. Hit more club on your approach shots. We don't hit it as far as we think, and also we're not as consistent as we'd like to think we are. Therefore, most shots are missing short. Where's the danger on most holes? That's right, it's shorter at the sides of the green. ShotScope have crunched some data from all their users. 80% of approach shots are finishing short. Most golfers are right-handed. Most golfers miss is a slice. So most approach shot finish, guess where? Short right. Sounds so obvious, but do you know all your distances, how far you hit the club, how far the ball will fly through the air and how far it's going to roll out? It's really important you know your distances. So maybe do a gapping session with a pro. I've got the Garmin G80 device here. Let's see how far my 7-iron goes. It's gone 149 with a carry of 134. Did catch it a little bit fat. Got to know your yardages. Now I did say there was one tip that was going to cost you some money, and that is if your wedges are more than 2 years old, buy some new wedges. You really need that consistency, you really need that reliability you're going to get with new grooves. A full wedge shot is going to spin at around 10,000 revolutions per minute. A 2-year-old wedge could have lost 1 or even 2,000 revolutions, so you're not going to get that control, you're not going to get those accurate yardages that you're going to want from 40 and 50 yards in. So I'm afraid if your wedges are more than a couple of years old, it's time to get some cash out. Go on. When you hear a golfer say their left shot's out there, they actually do. ShotScope has produced some statistics to say that 84% of missed putts are short. That's 8.5 putts out of 10 have got 0 chance of going in. So if we can get our putts to the hole, put a bit more confidently, that's really going to help our scores. Well, why are putts short? Maybe it's because it's an inconsistent hit off the face. Maybe we're hitting it out of the toe or out of the heel. Well, check out this drill here. One tip that I really like to help promote a consistent strike, and Tiger Woods uses this, is the gate drill, where you just stick a T-peg either side of your putter head. And that's just going to help you hit it out the middle. Acclaimed putting coach Dave Pelt says that the speed the ball wants to be travelling when it gets to the hole, if it doesn't go in, it will go 18 inches past the hole. That way, if it's on target, it's going to maintain its line, and if you do miss, it's only 18 inches, you're not going to miss one of those. That's a gimme, right? My next tip is to hit driver more. You're only 1% more likely to hit a fairway with a fairway wood than a driver, but you're going to be 30 yards further down the fairway. Obviously, the nearer you are to the green, the closer your proximity to the pin is going to be on your approach shot, so it's really important. So hit driver as many times as you can. Here at Fulford, I can hit driver on 14 holes. It's only the par 3s that I don't tend to hit the driver on, obviously. It really helps you out. It's a long course, you've got to get down there as far as you can. Another thing to think about if you employ this strategy is if you're going to hit your driver off every tee shot, you don't need your fairway wood as a driver replacement. So make sure your fairways are clubs that you can hit off the deck, because you're not going to be hitting them off the tee as much. 205, I could maybe slice one through the gap onto the green. Hang on a minute. This next tip is all about only allowing yourself one bad shot per hole, and that's the concept I heard from John Rahm's caddy. So I've sliced my tee shot into the trees. I've got a bit of a gap here, a bit of a gap there, but there's bunkers in play down there. I could hit that tree, hurt myself. I'm only going to allow myself one bad shot per hole, and that's really important. A 20 handicapper is going to have between 5 and 6 double bogeys in any round, but only one birdie every 5 rounds. So if you can take a couple of shots off your score by playing sensible, that's really going to help you get your handicap down. So for me, the 5-iron's going back in. I'm going to punch it out with a wedge. Take your medicine. Just want to show you this before my next tip. This is the 9th hole at Fulford. It's the 4th of January. Got the 11th over there. Look at the 10th. How stunning is that? Beautiful par 3. Looks great with all the shadows. If you've never played Fulford, guys, and you can get over here, it's an absolute gem. Now this next tip is something we should all do, but I don't think we do, and it's just not that difficult to do. It's keeping stats, okay? Do you know how many fairways you hit in your round, how many greens in regulation? When you go for your next lesson and your coach says, how did you get on? Are you giving them the right details to help them help you? So I've played 9 holes here at Fulford. I've been working out how many fairways I've hit, how many greens I've hit, my proximity to the hole where I've hit the green, and how many putts. I've gone out in 3 over 39, which I'm delighted with. I've hit 3 out of 7 fairways, and I've hit 6 out of 9 greens in regulation, and I've had 18 putts. So that's some good data you can keep there. Or you can get a bit more sophisticated and do something like this, where you can print this out at home. It can show you where you've missed it, if you missed left or right, if you make sand saves. You can make one of these little charts up for yourself. Really simple. You just fill it in as you go along, so it's not taking any time, you're not delaying anybody. But at least when you go for your next lesson, or if you're just keeping a record at home, you can see that your stats are going off. You're not driving as well as you used to, or perhaps you're taking a lot more putts, and maybe that can help you tell you where to practice. So stats. Okay, so now it's time for our final tip of the episode. And as I said at the start of the episode, this is a big one. It's really important. It's earth-shattering. Can you guess what it is? It's learn the basic rules. That's right. Learn the basic rules of golf. The rules of golf aren't just there to penalise you when you do things wrong. They can help you out as well. Did you know you get relief if your ball's plugged in the rough? Or that you can now ground your club in a penalty area without a penalty? or if you're searching for your ball and it moves, you can replace it without a penalty. It's really important you understand the basic rules because they can help you out and they will result in lower scores. Okay, so that's it for the first episode of the Golf Show of 2022. I really hope you enjoyed those tips and you found them useful. Yes, some of them sound pretty obvious, but how many of those do you actually do? How many of those do you think would improve your game? Put some comments down below. I'd love to read them and I will reply to every comment that I get. Okay, that's all there is for this week, guys. I'm off to the first tee. I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Golf Show. To watch another, click here. To subscribe, click here.